Well, now, I don't rightly know if this'll ruffle any feathers, but folks deserve to hear the story straight. And by straight, I mean the way we tell it down at the feed store. Well, howdy, friends. This is Kitty Compost coming to you tonight from the Moonlight Pavilion inside the always hospitable Hotel Prairie Belle here in dear Decorum, Iowa. On stage, we've got the toe-tapping sounds of Mervyn Doss and his Hawkeye Honeysuckle Orchestra, kicking things off with their latest crowd pleaser, Swingin' in the Seed Rows. Now, I hate to step on Mervyn's last note, but I've just been handed a bulletin from the Centers for Control of Happiness, and folks, it's a doozy. At exactly 8:15 Central, the CCH issued a nationwide alert about a sudden, unregulated outbreak of joy, reportedly traced back to public readings of Mono Mutante. They say joy clusters have been spotted at farmers' markets, seed swaps, and community potlucks, sometimes escalating into full-blown fits of laughter in community gardens. As part of the emergency containment, citizens are urged to refrain from telling farm-related jokes to groups larger than 3, avoid spontaneous singing while planting vegetables, and immediately report any suspicious high-fiving over fresh produce. One anonymous CCH official was overheard muttering, "I haven't seen joy levels this high since the Great Tomato Festival of '79. Frankly, we're terrified." Further updates as they sprout, folks. In the meantime, try not to smile directly at sunflowers. I know, it's harder than it sounds. Just kidding. No actual joy bands have been enacted yet. But if you've been reading Mono Mutante, there's a decent chance your serotonin levels are higher than average. Hi, friends, and welcome back to Pieces Here. I'm Ava Skalfsbeck, author of the Peter the Water Dog Saves the Planet series. We're in launch week for Mono Mutante Book 6, an exuberant, dirt-splattered food adventure with a conscience. All this week, I'm sharing short excerpts that capture the humor, heartbreak, and hope behind this eco-satirical road trip through the monoculture Midwest. Enjoy the episode. Following is an excerpt from Chapter 23 of Mono Mutante. Please welcome my friend Lova Saskatoon from Canada, Francesca says, hugging her. Lova takes the mic. I come from the land of rape and honey. The crowd goes silent. My town is considering changing that slogan, and yes, it refers to rapeseed, canola, not the other kind of rape, but I think the slogan should stay. A few startled murmurs. Why? Not for pride, not for Latin roots, but because rape is what's been done to our seeds. A beat, then loud applause. The rape began in 1998. Baseman sued my husband Pearson and me for $500,000 after our fields were contaminated by their GMO seeds. A long legal fight followed. We were harassed and threatened. We were once at Cape Town Parliament when a Baseman rep shook his fist and said, "Nobody stands up to us. We'll destroy you." Gasps from the crowd. But we stood our ground. In the end, they agreed to pay for the cost of removing their GMO plants from our field. It was less than 1,000 Canadian, but set a precedent. If your farm is contaminated, they're liable. The audience applauds. We still have work to do. Pearson used to say, GMOs were never about feeding the world. They're about controlling the seed supply. Control that, and you control the food supply. If farmers lose seed rights, we go back to a feudal system, just with corporations instead of kings. Lova closes her eyes for a second. My Pearson, rest his soul. Thank you for listening to Pieces Here. Mono Mutante Book 6 in the Peter the Water Dog Saves the Planet series is available now at all major online retailers and at aviskaufspeck.com/mono-mutante. It's a wild satirical ride through food, farming, and the messiness of recovery. After this short 8-episode Mono Mutante satire series, coming up next, The Great Disfarmament, a 14-part journey through the history of farming, food systems, weapons, and peace, from ancient spears to seed patents, from Cold War arsenals to compost piles. This bold, story-rich series explores how the world is already moving toward disarmament. Subscribe now so you won't miss an episode. And right now we're live on Kickstarter. Visit aviskaufspeck.com/Kickstarter to support the launch of One More Year, the stage play, and the Soul Stuff Field Journal, beautiful editions for readers, theaters, and rebels who believe in keeping their stuff and keeping their peace. You can learn more at aviskaufspeck.com, where I share updates on this podcast and my books, eco-adventure novellas for readers who care about justice, joy, and saving the world, one story at a time. This episode is human narrated by me, but prepared with the help of AI, which has promised to tell me if it makes something up. So far, no confessions, but if you think I've missed something or you just want to say hello, I'd love to hear from you. Podcast music is Dalai Lama Rides a Bike by Javier Peque Rodriguez. You'll find links to his music on Spotify and Bandcamp in the show notes. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating or review wherever you listen. It helps others discover peaceful, independent storytelling. I'm Avis Kaufspeck. Until next time, listen for the peace.